Before cars became silent, sealed, and hard to understand, machines had sound, movement, and soul. Welcome to Vintage Vehicle X-Ray. I started this channel to gently open up the old cars, tractors, and engines many of us still remember, and show, in a simple way, how they worked and why they lasted, and why they felt so different from the machines of today. This is not just about parts and metal. It is about memory, craftsmanship, and understanding what was once built to be known, repaired, and loved. So, today, let us step inside this machine together and see what made it come alive.
Have you ever wondered what's really inside a 1965 Ford Mustang 289 V8 engine? Not just the polished metal you see when you open the hood, but deep inside, where the real power is created. Today, we're going to take a slow, careful look into that hidden world and see how something so simple could create something so unforgettable. Back in the 1960s, the Mustang wasn't just a car. It was a feeling. It was freedom on four wheels. For many people, it was their first real taste of independence, their first long drive down an open road, their first time behind the wheel of something that felt alive. You didn't just drive a Mustang, you experienced it. And when many people picture the heart of that experience, they picture the 289 V8. Now, when you look at a modern car today, everything feels sealed off, hidden behind plastic covers and electronic systems. But back then, things were different. You could actually see how things worked. You could understand it. You could fix it with your own hands. So let's begin. Slowly, from the outside, and then move inward. At the center of everything is the engine block. This is the foundation. Heavy, solid, built to withstand heat and pressure over many years. And in this case, we are looking at the 289 V8, one of the most beloved engines ever placed inside an early Mustang. Inside this block are cylinders, carefully shaped spaces where the real action happens. And because this is a V8, there are 8 of them, working together in a steady, powerful rhythm. Now imagine this. Inside each cylinder, there is a piston, and it moves up and down, again and again, thousands of times every minute. But it doesn't move on its own. It needs energy. And that energy comes from a simple combination of fuel, air, and a spark. First, fuel enters the system. In those days, it would pass through a carburetor, a beautifully simple device that mixes fuel with air. No computers, no sensors, just clever engineering. The carburetor prepares the mixture, making sure it's just right, not too rich, not too lean. This mixture then travels into the cylinder, where the piston is waiting. As the piston moves upward, it compresses that mixture, squeezing it into a smaller space. And this is where timing becomes everything. At just the right moment, a spark plug ignites the mixture. That spark creates a small explosion. Uncontrolled, precise, but powerful enough to push the piston downward with force. And that movement is where power begins. The piston is connected to a crankshaft, a rotating shaft that turns that up and down motion into circular motion. That circular motion is what eventually turns the wheels and moves the car forward. It's a chain reaction, a simple sequence. Fuel, air, compression, spark, motion. And in the 289 V8, it happens 8 times over, in a smooth, repeating pattern that gave the Mustang its special character. What's truly remarkable is how little it takes to make all of this happen. No digital systems, no complex software, just mechanical parts, working together in harmony. Each component has a purpose. Each movement has a reason. Oh, and because of that simplicity, Engines like the 289 V8 earned a reputation for being strong, dependable, and deeply satisfying to understand. If something went wrong, you could often see it. You could hear it. You could fix it. That's something many people remember clearly. Opening the hood, looking inside, recognizing the parts, understanding what needed attention. It created a connection between the driver and the machine. And that connection is something that's harder to find today. Now let's go a little deeper. As the crankshaft rotates, it also drives other parts of the engine. The camshaft, for example, controls the opening and closing of valves. These valves allow air and fuel to enter, and exhaust gases to leave. Everything is timed perfectly. The valves open, the piston moves, the spark fires, and then it all resets, ready for the next cycle. It's like a carefully choreographed dance, every part moving in sync. No confusion, no wasted motion. And yet, all of this is happening at incredible speed. Thousands of cycles per minute, each one contributing to the power you feel when you press the accelerator. But here's the interesting part. Despite all that motion, the design remains easy to understand. You can follow it step by step. You can picture what's happening inside, even without seeing it directly. And that's what makes the 1965 Mustang 289 V8 so fascinating. It's not just an engine, it's a mechanical story, each part telling you something about how it works and why it was built that way. Now, think about the materials used. See, back then, engines were made with strong, heavy metals, built not just for performance, but for longevity. They were designed to endure heat, pressure, and wear over time. That's why so many classic engines are still around today, still running, still telling their story. And for many people, that story is personal. Maybe it was the car you drove when you were younger. Maybe it was the sound you remember from your neighborhood, early in the morning or late at night. That deep, steady rhythm of a 289 V8, something you could recognize instantly. It wasn't just noise, it was character. And all of that character came from this simple design. Now compare that to today. Modern engines are incredibly advanced, but also incredibly complex. Many parts are hidden. Many systems are controlled by computers. You don't always see what's happening, and you don't always understand it. But with a classic engine like the 289 V8, everything is right there. Open, honest, understandable. And that's part of what makes it so special. It's not just about performance. It's about clarity. It's about simplicity. It's about a time when things were built to be used, maintained, and appreciated. As we look inside this engine, we're not just seeing metal and motion. We're seeing a piece of history, a piece of engineering that helped define an era. And for those who experienced it, it's more than just a machine. It's a memory, a first drive, a long road, a moment that stayed with you. And even now, decades later, the 1965 Mustang 289 V8 continues to capture attention. Not because it reminds us of something important, that sometimes the simplest designs are the most powerful. And sometimes the machines we remember most are the ones we understood best. This engine is a perfect example of that. The 289 V8. Simple, strong, reliable. Built not just to move a car, but to create an experience. And even today, when we look inside, we can still see exactly how it all comes together. Fuel, air, spark, motion. A cycle that never gets old. And this is only one engine. Because there are many more, each with its own story, each with its own design, waiting to be explored, one layer at a time.